15 minutes. Excuse me. 10 minutes passed. And 15 minutes with you guys. Enjoying my break. Regular. I'm outside, my office, my workspace, space work, or workforce, or space force. You know what I mean? Places where things get generated, thoughts come into fruition, where you open a pipe and a pipe full of thoughts start flushing out. Well, all kinds of things is landing on you. All kinds of bugs want to land on me today. It's amazing. I mean, somebody touched my shit. Somebody touched my shirt. That's what that means. Whenever you see that, that means somebody touched my shit. They be trying to compete with you secretly, in secrecy. They always trying to compete with me. They're jealous of me, y'all. They are jealous of me. Extremely jealous of me. It's at all-time high, but I'm just on my break right now. May 18. Time is moving. May 18, 2021. It's a beautiful day today, thank God. Cali weather be on some other shit. Yeah, it's still the same day from yesterday. It's just a different weather, that's all. But we seem to change the day. Do you associate the day? I guess I got it wrong. All this time I was associating the day. What's the difference between a day and a date? Because the day remains the same. It's the date that changes. But then again, we associate date with the day itself. It has to be. Me, I be thinking crazy. So let's take a look at this. Yesterday was May 17th. Today is May 18th. What's the difference between the two? Somebody answer me that. There's no difference between May 18th and May 17th. Really not. The only difference is that we getting old as humans. But the day itself, this moment remains the same. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even want to talk about that, but that's just something that came to mind and shit. I got 15 minutes. I just want to enjoy myself. Instead of just trying to beat my mind, thinking about all these crazy thoughts. But it's not a far-fetched. Feel me? It's not a far-fetched thought. I got my favorite socks on. Feel me? My Crayola socks. It's really not a far-fetched thought when I think about it. Being back in California, I said back in California. I said I've been here before. I have been here before, but I just can't remember. I seen this place in my dreams. That when I came here, it was so familiar to me. I said I've been here before. A lot of people didn't believe me when I said that. I was like, yeah, I've been here before, yeah? Like, I know I've told the story before, but I described everything that I saw was exactly what it was. And I was like, yeah, I've been here before, man. Shit crazy. But nobody believed me. But I really have been here before. Even the hotel that I stayed at, I knew the house from across the street. I knew it because I seen it in my dreams. That I saw the people that lived in the house from across from me. So my first day being there, I'm like, wow. Like I seen a figure of this person, these kids and everything else. I was like, how's that possible? You feel me? I'm not making this shit up. This shit is real. That's why I keep bringing it up, because it's so real. You feel me? It is so real. But I really have been here before, as you can see, man. A few punches to the face. I ate those. Them shits were Scooby snacks. I ain't sea stars. I'm a G-paw. Yeah, but I've been here before, though. Honestly, I have. When I say I've been here, not in this lifetime itself, but I'm talking about the particular area in California itself. Let me see. You can see it. Get a closer look when people are competing with you in secrecy. Feel me? I be like, sometimes I'm too obedient. I could talk about that. Let's talk. I got 15 minutes. I'll talk about it. Let me dive into that topic. You see, the way I carry myself, I do things that I'm capable of doing. Of course, I can do all things, good and bad. I think I can do bad better than most people who try to do bad. I think I can be as evil can get. You feel me? But what stops me from doing evil things and doing these bad things is my obedience. It's my fear of God itself. Let this shit pass. It's overhead. It's in the plane and everything else like that. So my fear of God does not allow me to cross a certain line. You feel me? It really handicaps my ability to even go all the way bad. You feel me? My dedication to being good also stops me from being bad or being evil. You feel me? So it's like I'm always, not even always, I'm like a coward when it comes to even doing something bad. It's not like you have to do bad, but sometimes I think it's healthy to behave badly so you can keep other people off you. You feel me? People who, if you see somebody who was to react in a violent way, you would think twice before you even mess with that individual. So I think sometimes it's a little healthy to behave erratically, like behave in a fucked up way sometimes, so you can fan off people that you think are a threat to you. But I think that's just for the people who just are not where I'm at. But where I'm at right now, I know not to do those things. I know that doing these kind of things, by watching other people do these things, you feel me? I see that people react in violent way because it's fear. You feel me? Like I was discussing earlier. Because a person who will react in that way is telling other people, don't fuck with me, or stay away from me, or this is what I'm capable of doing. It's a state of fear. That's why they have to act like that, so people would not fuck with them. So by seeing others act in that form of matter, I know not to do that. I'm like, no, I'm not fearful. Like I'm not the individual that need to act like that. I can't give my power over to somebody to attract me or pull me into that kind of act. You feel me? I hope you understand me. You feel me? I know I be all over the place. Even when I watch myself, I be like, I be correcting myself when I speak through the video. I be like, damn, I should have said it like this. But it's coming straight off the top. So you feel me? And I gotta work with my articulations and everything else like that. But what I'm trying to say is that I can't give over my power to you to act out of character. You feel me? My respect for God himself, my fear for God himself does not allow me to do certain things because I have a borderline. Like I have a line that I cannot cross. But when I see other people do these things and step out of line and degrade themselves in their behavior and everything else like that, I put myself in their shoes and I'm like, okay, that's not a person that I want to be like. I don't want to be like this individual right here. Because what it leads to, but of course, I feel like I'm a scientist in my own right. And science is a study of the known world. It's like you studying the world that is already here. Science is a tool that we use to study the world that has already been created. The reason why it's already created because you didn't create this world. This world was here when you came out your mom's poo-poo. Then it's like you came to this world. When you came into this world, you studying the world that was already here. Matter of fact, when we came into this world was already here. We had to. It's like a basketball team, and when you came, you didn't create the team. You had to fall into place to see what part of the team you can fit into. That's what this world is, and that comes to behavior, that comes to your name, that comes to society and everything else like that. You fit into the world doesn't fit into you. You feel me? So it's like you have to pick your poison and everything. If you a baby that comes into the world and you was born an African, then guess what? You are an African. It's not like you can choose and be like, I'm not African. And people gonna look at you like, nigga, you African. You look like one. You feel me? Like, or if you Hispanic, you be like, nah, I'm not Hispanic. No, nigga, you Hispanic because you was born into it. You had no choice into the things that you was born into. Even when you change yourself and everything else like that, you will be choosing something that was already in existence already. Even then when they tell you they created it, oh, these people created this, that. No, it came from another influence. So everything else that was already here, you playing a part into it. If it's like a basketball team, like I use, like you even when you say I don't want to, you have to play into the team, my nigga. You either a point guard or power forward or center. You picking a role that was already there already. You can't even be yourself in this world. So people are, it kills me when people when people do these things. They try to be something that they try to create a new general, whatever. But let me get back to my story. I'm getting off topic itself. You see, so me playing this position of being good, I'm playing into a position where I have analyzed the rest of the field. Then I'm like, this position that I'm playing into, which is being a good person and carrying myself with responsibility, being respectful, carrying myself with some form of respect. Because I've looked into the field, I'm like, the rest of this shit is garbage. This is what it is right here. So you have a Lord, you have a God over you. And that God to me is intelligent. It makes sense to me. So I'm playing into the field of what I'm playing into because that's the best. This is the best characteristic, or this is the best space I can play into, because the rest of the other spaces just don't make sense to me. And watching other people who play opposite of me, who are the opposition, they basically, let's just say this is a basketball team, another team. I'm watching them and I'm like, these niggas is like, I'm like, it's like I know the reason why I am not them. I know the reason why they react the way they react. They acting out of fear. I know the reason why a criminal will become a criminal. You feel me? I know the reason why, like just by watching them. I know the reason why I'm not them. You feel me? Like I know by just watching them, I know the fears that they project. It's like, yeah, these niggas is scared out their mind. Like, he's like that loud kid in the room just, what? Nobody fuck with me, yelling and all that, but that nigga scared out his motherfucking mind, and you can see that from other people's behavior. You feel me? Is that you can just see it from people's behavior, and just it's like I'm like, nah, I like the position I'm playing. Like, although it might seem like it's a loss, or it's like you being disrespected and everything else, I'm like, nah, that's not the case at all. I'm over winning. Like, you feel me? Like I overstand. Let's go back. Yeah, let me take a slow walk back. Slow. Keyword slow walk, cause I still got like 8 minutes off. Fuck, going off the rail. You feel me? I know the reason why I am not them. You feel me? I know the reason why now. I'm like, yeah, like it's like just being in so many places, studying people. I'm not judging. I'm just observing. I'm a scientist in my own right, and me being a scientist and a psychologist and all these other titles that I give myself, I observe behavior. I try to observe behavior in its natural form without them knowing that I'm observing. Sometimes I could be observing you and you don't even know that I'm watching. But because when you start observing something that it doesn't know that you're observing it, they are in the purest form. But when somebody know that you're observing them, they play to you. They will play to your they will play to impress you in some form of way. You feel me? Because you basically looking at yourself. It's like, I don't want to go into that description of trying to explain that part. So I'm watching my surroundings, I'm watching nature, I'm watching everything else like that, and I realized that the position that I'm trying to master, that space that I'm occupying, you feel me? Which is, the righteous way. Literally, I'm trying to be the righteous individual and carry myself in a righteous and respectful manner and everything else. No matter what somebody else do to me, that does not have nothing to do with me. It's a flaw on their part. You feel me? It's a deficiency. It's a mental illness on their part. That's why they treat you the way they treat you. It has nothing to do with you as an individual. You just, in that moment in time, you don't buy into the act. You don't become what the person is trying to sell to you. You feel me? That's what I'm trying to tell people. But it's like nobody listen when it comes to that part. You feel me? When you a good individual, if you good on your own, it's like, you feel me? A person who acts tough is not really tough. A person who's a bully deep down inside is actually a kid. It's more like an insecure. Like when you see a kid in the playground who's bullying other people, that bully himself is actually in need of a friend. It's like you see the movies and you see in real life, if you went to high school, you can tell most of the people that used to bully, very proud. They used to bully most of the time, like they be crying in the back room, like they be the most fragile individual in the world. You feel me? And that goes with groups. I always use the term groups of individual, but there's nothing individual about a group. Oh, almost. They were like, tutu. But there's nothing individual about a group, because you cannot be an individual or nothing. You feel me? Although you are an individual entity, you are an individual human being, there's nothing individual about you, because everything about you was learned by the community that you was born into. You feel me? Even the way you talk was influenced by somebody else. Your culture is influenced by somebody else. You came into this world alone, but you have been influenced by the world itself. So there's nothing individual or self about you. Like yourself itself is a combination of things that you learn from other people too. So there's nothing self about a person who said, I am my own self. You feel me? We learn from all of us. We learn from each other and everything else like that. We feed off of each other. Then from there, we try to categorize who we are through the things that we fed off on each other. Not food. Food is also part of it, but I'm talking about information, the things that you see every day. What you feed in yourself to become what you are today, if you already made up your mind about who you want to become. You feel me? Communities, you name it. Anything that you can think of, culture, sexuality, everything. These are things that you bought into. Feel me? I don't think people came here and said, yo, I don't want to be straight or gay or this or that. I just want to do something else. It's like it's impossible. It has already been done. So you just choosing something that was already is. Let that car pass. You feel me? They're gonna try to poke you in your eye. But these niggas is dirty like that. You feel me? Even bad behaviors is something that you study and become. You feel me? These are things that you've learned from around you. It's like you have a choice whether you want to do these things or not. You hear the noise? Let me go in. I'm not gonna give them this. I'm not gonna give them the. I'm not gonna give them attention. You feel me? But it is what it is. I'm gonna go in, man. I'm gonna finish this thought later.